people keep saying I look like the Colonel. First off, stop. Second off, that means if anyone can beat him, it's me. Okay, so we're making the KFC Famous Bowl. I thought a lot about this. People were submitting all sorts of things. The Double Down, Classic Bucket, and for some reason the Famous Bowl was the most listed, which, hilariously, I've never heard of before. We'll go get the Famous Bowl, we'll taste test as usual. To be honest with you guys, you might be thinking, well, it's just fried chicken, right? No, it's not just fried chicken. There's a certain formula, a certain 11 secret special whatever spices. I think we can crack the code, and I don't think it's gonna be that hard. So with all that said, let's do this, shall we? KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. We're going all the way to Kentucky in our minds. Oh, it's a Taco Bell KFC? Yo, they've got some sort of deal to keep each other alive. They're like, please. People say that I look like Colonel Sanders, but I'm kind of like the ugly version of him. But I make better food, so it doesn't matter. Hi, can I do 3 Famous Bowls? Thank you. So we got this stinky bowl. So we've got, whoa, that is the chonkiest drop we've ever had. The bag. The Colonel looking like a, this is the famed bowl. I've actually never seen this in my life. We don't have a spork, but we do have this big fork. This is a bork. It smells nice. I can smell the plastic. They put this in when it was too hot. You catch that?
Oh, I can smell the plastic, yeah.
You can smell the plastic. This was $16 for 3 of these. Pretty good. 2 things to note. Chicken, not bad. It's good. It's crispy. It's seasoned nicely. The potatoes, on the other hand, garbage. I'm saying it. The corn, the chicken, the cheese, tasty. Gravy, tasty. Fine. I'll let them have that. But what I will not let them have is these garbage potatoes. I dislike them so much. My mom would make mashed potatoes on the side from scratch, and then we would eat the KFC with that. All in all, the bowl's pretty good. You can't beat this price, but we can definitely beat this flavor. Before we begin, let's prep our chicken. In a medium bowl, add 1 tablespoon or 14 grams of stone ground mustard, 1 tablespoon or 14 grams of white pepper, 1 teaspoon or 7 grams of celery powder, half a tablespoon or 8 grams of paprika, and 1 tablespoon or 14 grams of kosher salt. Whisk that all together with 2 cups or 480 milliliters of buttermilk. Now wrestle yourself 1.5 pounds or 680 grams of skinless chicken thighs. Cut those into 1.5 inch evenly sized chunks. Now listen folks, please get your chicken evenly sized. Otherwise they're gonna cook unevenly and I'm gonna have to give someone a spanking or something, I don't know. Toss all of your cut chicken into the buttermilk marinade, cover and fridge that bad boy for anywhere between 1 to 24 hours. Let's talk mashed taters. I'm very passionate about mashed potatoes, so please be respectful to your root vegetables. Get yourself about 3 pounds of either russet or Yukon Gold potatoes, cut them into chunks, and place them in a pot of water, boil them until soft, and drain them. Obviously, you can peel or not peel, that's up to you. Now, in a small saucepan, combine half a cup or 120 milliliters of whole milk and half a cup or 112 grams of unsalted butter. Heat that over medium heat until hot and melted. So I like to run my potatoes through a ricer, which will be in a link in the description, but you can also just use a plain masher. Once all of your taters are riced or mashed, go ahead and mix in your hot buttermilk mixture, not buttermilk, but like butter and milk, yeah. Along with half a cup or 110 grams of creme fraiche or sour cream, season that to taste with salt and pepper, and you got your taters. So since it's illegal to have potatoes without gravy, we're gonna make some. Now mine has a little bit of a secret. I flavor my chicken stock instead of flavoring my finished gravy. And by that, I mean take 2 1/4 cup or 530 milliliters of good chicken stock, put it in a sauce pot along with 5 dried mushrooms of choice. These are homegrown oyster mushrooms. Bring that up to a simmer and then immediately turn off the heat. Then add a whole head of garlic sliced in half and optionally a small bundle of thyme. Now let all that steep in the hot broth for about 10 minutes, strain out all the solids. Then in a medium sauce pot, heat up 4 tablespoons or 56 grams of unsalted butter over medium heat until completely melted. Then whisk in 4 tablespoons or 35 grams of all-purpose flour. Let that cook while continuously whisking just a few more seconds. So now you've made what the French call a roux. Take your warm fortified stock and whisk that into your roux until all of it is added. Continually heat and whisk until thickened, and you'll have a lovely gravy. Season it to taste with salt and pepper and a generous pinch of MSG. Yes, we do that. When we're competing with KFC, oh, you better believe it. Okay, so this is the easiest part. Let's talk corn. Then just take a small bowl and place it inverted in a larger bowl. Shuck yourself some corn, break off its corn wiener. Sorry. Then place that flat side of the corn on that smaller bowl and cut off all the kernels. And that'll leave you with a beautifully bare cob. Oh, this reminds me, you can also totally use this cob to steep in your chicken broth that you use for your gravy.
if you were to desire that. It adds a nice little sweetness. Now get a small skillet or saucepan and heat 3 tablespoons or 42 grams of unsalted butter over medium heat, and just let that continuously heat and bubble until it begins to brown. Not burn, just brown. Then immediately turn off the heat and add your hardcore corn. Toss it in the butter till hot throughout and season it to taste with salt. Do not cook the corn. I want that crunch. Now the time that we've all been waiting for. Let's talk secret 11 herbs and spices. Now obviously this is quite a bit of spices, so get ready for a wordy one here. So first you're obviously going to need 2.5 cups or 375 grams of all-purpose flour, and to that you're going to add 3 tablespoons or 30 grams of ground white pepper, 2.5 tablespoons or 32 grams of kosher salt, 3.5 tablespoons or 21 grams of paprika, 1.25 tablespoon or 21 grams of MSG, 1 tablespoon or 6 grams of ginger powder. Still there? Okay. 1 tablespoon or 9 grams of mustard powder, 2 teaspoons or 2 grams of dried thyme, 1 tablespoon or 12 grams of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons or 2 grams of dried oregano, 2 teaspoons or 5 grams of celery powder, and finally 1 tablespoon or 11 grams of fresh ground Tilla-cherry or thalassoberry black pepper. It's a lot, I know, but we gotta stay true here. Now whisk all that together until thoroughly combined, and you have your secret KFC dredge. Now to dredge your chicken, using one hand for wet and one for dry, remove your chicken from the marinade and toss in the flour, making sure to coat and press every crevice so you have a beautifully coated piece of chicken like this. Place that on a baking sheet that's been dusted with more seasoned flour, then just repeat with all of your chicken. Now to fry that, just get yourself about 2 to 3 inches of depth for your fry oil, making sure it doesn't go beyond about halfway up whatever pot you choose. Heat that to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius, then carefully lower in your chickie, then fry in batches until you get beautiful golden brown and crispy pieces of chicken, about 3 to 5 minutes. Obviously, make sure your chicken is cooked all the way through as well. You know, no medium rare, all right? Repeat that with all of your sweet Kentucky fried, placing them on a baking sheet lined with a wire rack to drain, and that's your chicken. So we've gone through the trenches of deep gravy, up the hills of Mount Potato. Now we must assemble our famous bowl. So sure, you could just dump your potatoes into a bowl, but it'd be a whole lot cuter if you place your potatoes in a piping bag with a star tip and pipe your potatoes into your bowl like this. You know, for the fine dining flex, obviously. Now hit those gorgeous potato valleys with some gravy, follow that with your brown butter corn, then that beautiful crunchy chicken, a little more gravy, then grate some nice cheese on top. Now go skimpy here. This is a lovely aged Gruyere, and optionally, albeit untraditional, some very finely sliced chives. Now that looks like a chicken dinner if I've ever seen one. So you want to talk famous bowl? Let's talk famous bowl.
I think we don't even need to eat this to know that we've won. Let's be honest. I said this the very first But Better that we ever did. You versus the guy she told you not to worry about. If that's the situation, just break up with her, bro. It's over. She already picked the winner. First off, piped potatoes. My God. Hey, yo, Christmas check. It sounds like I'm saying Christmas. I mean, chicken winner. This is nuts. Honestly, I have to stop myself. I'm sorry. It's over. This was such a clear win, I'm not even gonna really describe it, but the potatoes are perfect. They're rich, but not overly so. It's so good, I'm not even chewing all the way. Both my sides are seizing up right now. My body's shutting down because it thinks this is my last meal. We won, thank you so much. I don't even wanna bring on a taste tester, but we will. And this is a man who values the KFC name, and I respect that. And so TJ, we got the gaff tape glasses this time. This is a pre-manufactured idea. We have the KFC, we have mine. We're gonna give him a little switcheroony. Take your fork. And I want you, oh, that's my arm. This is number 1. Cool, there you go. Go ahead and go to the second one.
Oh my God, no, this one wins. These potatoes actually have like texture to them. The other ones are just kind of like powder. I'm gonna take my lunch break.
He's just kidding, he's not gonna take his lunch break. Back to where we won But Better, episode 18. I remember this time because we whipped their ass so bad. At the end of the day, if anyone's gonna be licking fingers, it's gonna be KFC slobbing on mine. Yikes. Okay, time to turn the cameras off.
Do you want to know what else looks like the Colonel? No, not me. Please stop saying it. B-roll.
Guys,
guys, and that is it. So we made the KFC Famous Bowl. Did we win? Wow, by a line. So good I can't even talk right anymore. We won by an absolute landslide. It wasn't even a competition. Sorry about it. I don't even know if I would say that I was nervous, but I wasn't sure if we would be able to get anywhere near it. Now, do I think the flavor was exactly the same? No, it wasn't. If it was, it wouldn't be better. But I do think that we got close to that sort of like spice profile. And what is the secret? What is that secret again? Oh man, what? Oh yeah, monosodium glutamate. That does so much for the flavor of the chicken you cannot even imagine. That's why the crust is so addictively good. So regardless of the spices you put in there, if you add MSG, I mean, obviously it's gonna lift it. So yeah, but the spices we chose in this, they've got that sort of kick, they've got that savory quality to them. Long story short, KFC,
You're gonna have to lick this finger out here, brother.
with all that said, if you enjoyed this video or you learned something, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. I also just spit a lot, so, all right.
Oh, and before we go, I showed Brie Larson how to make a Crunchwrap Supreme, which, first off, can't believe I'm saying that. Second off, I mean, I don't know what else to say. You should watch the video. The link will be in the description.